I brought my amateur paintings to a high-end art class, and the instructor's reaction changed everything. I've painted since childhood, taught by my grandmother who was a professional artist. She passed down everything: color theory, composition, brush techniques, yet I never pursued art professionally, keeping it as a private passion while working my corporate job. My husband always encouraged sharing my work, but I never felt legitimate enough without an art degree or exhibitions. I simply painted what moved me. Last month, my friend Elise convinced me to join a 6-week advanced painting workshop at our city's most prestigious art center. The instructor, Marcel Devero, is a local celebrity whose work hangs in museums and rarely teaches outside universities. Despite my hesitation, Elise insisted I bring a current project for the required first session critique. I selected a half-finished landscape, a sunset over water inspired by a trip with my husband. Nothing revolutionary, just something enjoyable. At class, I immediately felt out of place. Ets Effernan seemed acquainted, discussing residencies and galleries. They carry professional portfolios while my canvas was wrapped in an old bedsheet. After introducing himself, Marcel asked us to set up our work for a walk-around critique. For 30 tense minutes, we moved silently between stations while he observed and noted in a leather-bound book. When we returned to our seats, he began discussing each piece. He offered detailed critiques of each work, sometimes encouraging, often brutally honest. When he reached my easel, he gestured to my sunset and called it confident restraint. Moving closer, he noted my exceptional technique and how the light doesn't just sit on the water, it becomes the water. He told the class was demonstrated capturing ephemeral moments without sentimentality. I froze, certain he was being sarcastic, but he continued highlighting specific elements: subtle color transitions, atmospheric perspective, balanced composition. When he asked who created it, I raised my hand slightly. Upon learning I had no formal education and painted as a hobby, he looked genuinely surprised. He simply said interesting before moving on. After class, Marcel approached me asking about my grandmother. When I mentioned Marie Thompson, who studied in Paris during the 1960s, his eyes widened in recognition. He noted there was one of her extraordinary seascapes in the university collection and commented that I had her eye for light. He then asked bluntly why I hadn't pursued art professionally. After my rehearsed answer about enjoying freedom from pressure, he stated that my hobby showed more technical skill and emotional intelligence than most MFA graduates he taught. He handed me his card, inviting me to include 2 pieces in his gallery's upcoming show featuring emerging artists. When I protested that I wasn't an emerging artist, he interrupted, "You are whatever you decide to be. Labels are for other people. The work speaks for itself." That night, I showed my husband the gallery card, still in disbelief. He unsurprisingly supported the opportunity, noting he'd been telling me this for years. When I expressed fear my other paintings might not be good enough, he took my hands and reminded me that my not good enough had apparently been exceptional all along. 2 weeks later, I delivered 2 finished pieces to Marcel's gallery. At the opening reception, my paintings hung between works by established artists with impressive resumes sold within the first hour. Standing there watching strangers connect with my creations, I realized how much energy I'd wasted questioning my legitimacy instead of simply creating. Sometimes we need outside perspective to see ourselves clearly, and sometimes the only difference between a hobby and a calling is the courage to claim it.